You do not need to read How to Win Friends and Influence Others, because I'm basically going to summarize it here in a really short video on basically the whole idea behind the book. So Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence Others, is all about how to be more charismatic with people based on some principles of selling and just generally human psychology. Now, to be fair, it is a pretty short book and an easy read with really simple ideas that make sense when you're reading them, but they just take time to think about and practice and really implement into your own life. It is also one of the most cited books out there on how to be successful and really get to be more charismatic with people. It's really a simple concept behind all the principles within the book, and I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Before I get into it, if you guys have any books that you'd like me to read and give you a general idea about, or any books that you guys have found have been really helpful and really influential on your life, feel free to leave it down in the comments down below. Now, the book is broken down into 4 parts. First part is fundamental techniques and how to handle people. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you. Part 3, how to win people to your way of thinking. And then there's part 4, which is all about being a leader and how to change people without giving offense or causing resentment. Now, the first part is 3 principles. The first one, which is don't condemn, criticize, or complain. Principle 2, giving honest and sincere feedback. Principle 2, giving honest and sincere appreciation. And principle 3, arousing an eager want in people. Now, these 3 principles are really simple. They're all about don't make people feel like they're lesser than you and make people feel appreciated for who they are. Now, think about it. For the people you do like that are in your life, you don't remember what they said or what they've done for you. It's all about how they made you feel. Now, this is the entire idea behind the book. You want to make people feel the most positive emotions as often as you can, while limiting as many negative emotions as you can. Then there's the second part, which is how to make people like you. And it's really simple when it comes down to it. There's principles like smile to people. Remember their names. When you remember people's names, they feel more important because you took the time to remember who they are. Or just listen to them and know their interests. Talk in terms of what other people like. Don't always talk about yourself. You want to make things as most beneficial to that person, or at least perceived in that way. Now, you can go and ask someone for a job because you need money, but they're not going to be as willing to give you a job unless you've rephrased it another way, like, I need a job, so why don't I talk about how I can help them out and why it'd be beneficial for them to hire me. Talk about in terms of them instead of you. Don't make life about yourself. Make it about what you can do for others. Then there's the third part, which is all about winning people over to your side of thinking. Now, no one wants to be told how to think. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to feel like they've come to that conclusion on their own. Even if you try to tell someone like, oh, this is the right thing, it's not going to be as influential as if you were to get them to come to that conclusion themselves. Now, people aren't going to listen to you and change their way of thinking just because you won the argument or used facts or you told them how wrong they are. Instead, you want to make them feel understood and appreciated for what they're saying. And instead, try to smoothly convince them through their own process of thinking. Ask questions with the goal of getting them to come to the conclusion that you have in mind for them. Think about it in your own terms. Do you like being told what to do? No. In most cases, when you're told to do something, you're less likely to do it unless you really have to, like you're going to get fired or you're going to lose a friend. But at the end of the day, it's going to cause resentment. And even if you're told to do something that you really don't want to do, or even if you do want to do it and you're just told to do it by someone else, you're less likely to do it just out of resentment. And then there's the final part, which is all about being a leader, which at the end of the day, being a leader, your job is to make people have positive attitudes and change their behavior in a more beneficial way for either the company, the group, whatever it is. And this is done by not making yourself seem superior to others. And this is done by giving honest appreciation for what they've done, reinforcing the behavior you want done for them by giving them more incentives, being appreciative, as I said, about what they've done for you. And you don't want to belittle people for when they make a mistake. No one likes being criticized or chastised for doing the wrong thing. We all make mistakes. It happens. So at the end of the day, even the leader should admit to mistakes, and when other people make mistakes, maybe point it out, but don't be so belittling about it. Instead, when you want to point out someone else's mistake, don't go straight for the mistake. First, tell them how appreciative you are of them. Tell them what they're doing is great, but just this one thing, if you could just change that, that would be even better. And at the end of the day, you want people to feel happy to do the things you want them to do. If you're a boss, yeah, you could say, do this job or you're fired or your pay's cut, but that's just going to make your employees resent you and they're probably not going to do as good a job of it. And in the future, you're still going to have to give that negative reinforcement and tell them to keep doing something. But instead, if you make them feel happy about doing something, like you'll give them more rewards if they do this on their own, they're more likely to do it because you didn't have to tell them to do it. They're just going to do it on their own because like, oh, this reward will come to me if I do that. So that's it. That's basically how to win friends and influence others. At the end of the day, what you want to do for people to be more charismatic is make them feel as many positive emotions that are tied to you and as little negative emotions tied to yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification. I'll catch you guys in the next video.